My name is John Britton, Associate Dean of Campus Development here at Calvin University, and I'm excited to talk to you this month about the focus of Calvin Life Work, the topic of leadership. It's been a topic that I've really invested in over the years. I'm excited to share a little bit with you. When you think about leadership, I'm sure you have lots of different definitions. It's a word that actually can be quite confusing, even though we're quite familiar with the concept. If you were to think about a leader in your own life, a leader who's had influence on you, who do you think of? What person comes to mind? What characteristics or qualities do you think about that are attached to that leader? Do you think of a family member who was a hard worker, a person of integrity, who really had a big influence on you? Or maybe it was a youth pastor who was a gifted communicator, who really had empathy, who could really listen to you and build community, and you were drawn to them because of those leadership qualities they had. Or maybe you were involved in a small business where you saw a leader who had vision for that company. And she was able to allow people to be motivated and to really drive her company to success. And for you, those what helped define your aspect of leadership. See, often it's those experiences that we have with leaders around us that really define how we view leaders. And that can be actually limiting in some ways, but quite informative in others. I've spent the past 20 years being a student of leadership. Whether it's going to conferences, reading books, or having mentors, I've been trying to wade through the wealth of information out there and try to distill it, compact it into 3 or 4 principles of how Christians can really live into leadership. And those 4 principles I want to share with you today. The first one I want to talk to you about is the importance of integrity. Integrity is when our beliefs and our behaviors align. And the challenge about integrity, it takes months and sometimes years to develop, and yet really seconds to destroy that legacy of leadership. It often isn't a day that say, today's the day I'm going to embezzle for my company. It actually starts with maybe taking a pen home from work, or adding something to your expense report that doesn't belong there, or taking cash when no one's watching. And soon, small choice after small choice turns into a big choice where you compromise your integrity. So as a Christian leader, it's so important to have accountability around the small choices that we make in each and every day, and therefore we can be people of integrity. The second principle is around being a leader that is passionate. Passion is the fuel that leaders run on. And I think what's so important is for you to understand, where does that passion come from for you? For me, it's being outside in the wilderness and in the outdoors. And if I spend too many weeks or months where I don't have that influence of passion in my life, then it's easy for me to feel drained and really burnt out as a leader. And so one of your challenges of a leader is to find ways that fuel your passion tank. If you can do that and be the kind of leader that has a full tank that can pour themselves out, you're going to be such a more effective leader. And so really find ways that you can grow and develop your passions, and that's going to be key for you being a leader. The third area is being a humble leader. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. And so how many people are in your care orbit? If it's only you and a couple others, that means so much of your focus in your life is focused on you. When really being a humble leader, it's about caring for the people that are around you, investing in those individuals. And so a humble leader really isn't about themselves, it's really about caring for other people. And that's the challenge I want to put before you. The fourth and final one is being a leader who is reflective, who begins and ends each day with an opportunity to frame it. So when you wake up in the morning, do you have goals for that day? Have you got a focus of that day? When you end the evening, are you thinking about how you responded to different situations in your life? Monthly, can you create time where you're thinking about and reflecting on the kind of leader you want to be? Are you flying at 30,000 feet and looking down to see, like, what's motivating my choices? What are my big goals right now? Being a reflective leader is so important in your ability to grow and develop as a leader, and that's crucial. So those are 4 simple ways that you can develop and grow as a leader. being a person of integrity, being a person of passion, being a person that has humility, and last but not least, being a person and a leader who's reflective.